What is up guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Style, and today we are back with Weekend Wars episode number 25. And I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's episode of Weekend Wars. If you haven't already, I will leave it in the card above, so make sure you go and check that out. It was a fantastic war indeed. And today we have another amazing war. We have an EYG clan, Sons of Guns against AzteKs, a level 18 clan. So it was certainly a really intense matchup, you can see here. But Sons of Guns did pull off the victory by 6 stars, so congratulations to them. Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 of the attacks from the Sons of Guns side. We're going to be taking a look at Town Hall 10, 11 and 12. So let's just jump into it without further ado. And first up we have Mr. Have from Sons of Guns going in against this Town Hall 10. And as you can see, obviously the walls not quite maxed, a few cannons, a few of these defences not quite maxed. So it looks like a reasonably new Town Hall 10, but still, nonetheless, I thought this was a very impressive attack. Bow Witch, currently probably one of my favourite strategies at Town Hall 10. So of course, as soon as I see one, I'm going to go in and record it for sure. Looks like a mini queen charge actually on that top left hand side, so it's interesting to see that. Usually you'd want the healers going around the sides of the bases with the witches, or going in with the main pack into the centre, but Mr. Have choosing to use that queen charge on the top side, and all of our troops now, witches and bowlers, in the centre of the base. We do have a poison spell down on that E-Drag, and the witches are sniping away at it, finally taking that down. The rage and the heal through the centre, allowing our troops to continue through on full health, which is perfect. Jump spell gives access into all of these compartments on the back end. Unfortunately, a giant bomb going off, taking out a huge portion of our troops down there on that left hand side. The queen has totally cleared this top section of the base, and these other troops have pushed through the center and cleaned all the way around this bottom section. So a fantastic 3-star here, a very quick 3-star here to start off this video. Mr. Have showing us how it is done. The queen's ability still in hand as well, so impressive stuff for sure. We will be finishing up what it looks like on, yep, this elixir storage. Queen's ability swagged, and another 3-star there for Sons of Guns. Impressive stuff indeed. Let's go and take a look at a Town Hall 11 3-star attack. Lil Pickles has a fantastic name. Is going to be going in here with a P.E.K.K.A. bow bat, but it was interesting to see here, going to be starting off with 2 E-Drags, one on the top, one on this left hand side, to create that funnel. Going to be trying to keep those P.E.K.K.A.s up for as long as possible. Wall Wrecker already in, busting into that first compartment, giving access into a huge portion of this base already, and out comes those clan castle troops. Really could do with getting a poison spell down on them sooner rather than later. Quite delayed there on that poison spell, but nonetheless we are into the base. The Grand Warden's ability used very early on there to make sure the clan castle troops did not do too much damage. The single target inferno and double expo combo on that left hand side doing a huge amount of damage, but those bats now swinging in from that left hand side, totally gonna rip through all of that. We do have the queen to deal with, but it will not do too much against that huge swarm of bats. The E-Drag on the top side with the help of the queen doing a fantastic job. We are nearly out of spells now, but we do have 2 free spells left, which I'm guessing will be used on the back end of this one to try and keep these troops up. Unfortunately, that free spell was slightly off, only able to catch one of those expos, but we have 1 free spell left, which I'm guessing Lil Pickles would have been using for the bat spell of this attack, but I'm guessing maybe they missed one of the free spells on one of the wizard towers and it took out all the bats. I completely missed that. My focus turned into the troops in the middle. But that E-Drag on that right hand side, look at the value we are getting from it. Some incredible stuff indeed. These healers, 3 of them, doing a great job at bringing these P.E.K.K.A.s in the center back up to full health, which will tank for us and do a fantastic job. Queen is going to be pushing on through there. Unfortunately, oh, those skelly traps are going to cause some issues. A free spell luckily goes down, but that queen will still take out our queen and have a little slither of health left. Seeking Air Mine, 2 Seeking Air Mines taking out 2 of our healers, unfortunately there, but it looks like it's going to be up to this massive pack of bowlers, the E-Drag and that Grand Warden here on the back end of this one to finish off this 3-star. So even if the bats don't go quite right, as long as they take out a decent section of the base, usually you can still pick up the 3-star. So impressive stuff here indeed from Lil Pickles of Sons of Guns. Interesting to see that strategy through to Town Hall 11. Obviously the P.E.K.K.A.s getting involved in this one, whereas in the last one it was a Bow Witch. Interesting stuff indeed. Let's go and take a look at another Town Hall 11 strategy, which I believe is a drag bat. These nuts. Got him. Wow, that was probably the worst attempt at a meme I've ever done. Excuse me for that. We're going to be going in here with a drag bat. Like I said, these nuts is going to be going in on this one. Starting off with an E-drag here on that right-hand side. Going to be getting some decent chain value through all of these buildings on that right-hand side. Going to continue just wiping through all that to start off the funnel. We also have an E-drag down on this bottom section of the base. Going to be getting a decent amount of chain value. In fact, actually getting none from that one, but doing a decent job down there once it gets going. The buildings down in that bottom section slightly more spread out, so that E-drag down there probably not getting as much value as the one on this right hand side. But these nuts certainly taking his time, making sure this funnel is set. We do not want our troops to go around this base. And here we go, Stone Slammer in first to tank, dragons, balloons, everything else going in behind. Warden will also be going in with our group. Here we also have the king and queen, which will be held, I'm guessing, for later on in the attack. That single target inferno unfortunately roasted through our Stone Slammer. Probably could have done with freezing that up, as well as that eagle artillery. Could have definitely got some decent value from our free spells with that, but these nuts wanting to save that free spell for the bat portion of this attack. The king and queen now going to be coming in through that right hand side. Looks like the king is going to wander around and the queen is going to push into the base. The dragons have just about done as much as they can, and this one looks like it is starting to fade out now. That multi-target inferno has ripped through certainly a huge portion of those dragons, and it's certainly going to be up to the bats on the back end to pick up the 3-star here for these nuts. King is doing a great job swinging around that right hand side, clearing out all the buildings there. Warden still doing his best in the centre to take down as much as he can with the help of the queen. That we have one dragon that's pushed off to that left hand side, going to be doing his best to just clear out some of the junk buildings, but in comes the bats. The king is targeting the wizard tower, excuse me, is targeting that king, luckily, so the bats can push through that very, very quickly. Indeed, we have 3 free spells, which should be plenty to allow these bats to finish off these defenses here. Going to be using them 1, 2 and 3 in pretty quick succession. Oh, and that wizard tower got off a shot, so even with all those free spells, things nearly went wrong there for these nuts, but the bats are going to be able to get the job done here. Most of them did get taken out by that wizard tower, but we still have plenty of troops left up, so we will speed it up here to ×2 to just finish off here. One dragon that pushed around that left hand side is going to swing over all these walls. So are the bats, so is the warden. King's going to wander around, and we're going to finish off here on that elixir storage on the back end of this one. So another strong 3-star there for Sons of Guns. Let's go and take a look at another one. KC the third is going to be the next attacker in this one, going in with another bow witch. So the witches and the bowlers certainly getting plenty of love in this episode of Weekend Wars. You can see going to be spamming everything down here in this bottom section of the base. A giant bomb going off really early. Those multi-target infernos are going to be eating those bowlers alive, so we are going to need to keep them under freeze if possible. Luckily, those ice golems popping pretty early. The warden's ability also going to be used. I'm not too sure if we're going to get that much value though from this initial push. Most of the bowlers already taken a huge amount of damage. Everything has pushed in and we have got rid of that town hall. Queen did get caught in that gigabomb, but she has done a great job at wiping out all of these inferno towers. So there was so many important defenses down on this bottom section of the base. The troops now starting to spread out, going to be pushing around mostly this left hand side. In goes the first of the freeze spells. Probably wasn't actually needed, as that wizard tower was focused in on that king, but it looks like that eagle artillery is focused in on these bats, and that could cause some issues. Luckily, the eagle shot's not going to be catching those bats there. They're going to spring off, take down that wizard tower on the top side. No, they're not. That wizard tower is going to take them down. We are out of free spells, and this is starting to fade out right now. They have taken out a huge portion of the defenses, but that wizard tower on the top just doesn't want to go down. Pretty much wiped out the whole of our bats. We have a couple of troops down in this bottom section with the help of the king. How this one ends up as a 3-star, I don't know. There is hardly any troops left up at all. We have plenty of wizards actually up on the top, which might be interesting to see if they can pull off this 3-star. Giant bomb going off, taking down 3 wizards and the witch, and it looks like it's probably going to be this Grand Warden that's going to be the MVP of this one. So let's speed it up to ×2 and see how KC manages to pull off this 3-star. So the initial push into the base, the bowlers pretty much got wiped out, the witches pretty much got wiped out. the only things left standing were a few troops, and it was really up to the bats to do the majority of the work, but they certainly managed to do that. This Grand Warden could easily range that barracks right there, but he's trying to help out the witches. But KC's still able to pull off that 3-star. Honestly, after that initial push into that bottom section of the base, I did not think it was going to be possible, but somehow the troops managed to keep going. The bats did so much, they got great value. And another 3-star there for Sons of Gun. So let's go and take a look at the last attack of this video, which I believe is a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Kulk, yeah, definitely probably butchering that name, is going to be the next one going in here with, like I said, a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Going to be starting with a baby dragon here on that right hand side. Going to be taking down a few of these defenses that are not going to be in range. So we're going to get all of our P.E.K.K.As now in, as well as all of our healers. Bowlers probably will go in behind as soon as that wall wrecker is through. And oh jeez, it looks like a complete mistake there. Looks like Kulk actually popped his wall wrecker. What? Let's see how this one goes. So Kulk accidentally popping his wall wrecker before he's even through that first section of wall. So how this one is able to continue on to be a 3-star is beyond me. So we're going to continue pushing on through here. Warden's ability to use very early on to make sure we keep as many troops up as we can. Going to continue on through. We are through another section of wall. Luckily the wall wrecker probably would have been able to get through that far if Kulk hadn't accidentally popped it. So in comes those bat spells from the bottom section of the base. Going to be pushing into the middle to help out all of these troops as much as they can. The Warden, the Eagle Artillery, excuse me, is now down, which is fantastic. The last of the Inferno Tower is also going to be falling right there. And look at these bats on that left hand side. They are just going to take down that Wizard Tower before it thaws out. Going to continue pushing on through. We have no spells left, so as soon as these bats get in range of those Wizard Towers, they will be pretty much one-shotted. But they are able to get a few more defenses down before completely getting wiped out. And these healers have brought all 3 of our heroes back up to full health, which is very important indeed. We also have a couple of cleanup troops already going in on this left hand side, because our troops got stalled on walls for so long because of that wall wrecker fail. That timing definitely could have been an issue. But look at this, somehow even with that wall wrecker fail, we are still able to probably pick up a 3-star. So Kulk swagging a wall wrecker to still pick up a 3-star, that is unbelievable. Let's show some EYG love in the chat. Let Kulk know just how an OP attacker he is. Just incredible stuff indeed. I cannot believe he managed to pull off a 3-star there with that fail. Incredible stuff for sure. Make sure, like I said, drop in the comments which one of the attacks was your favourite. For me, definitely got to be this one with that wall wrecker swag. Well, I mean, it was an accidental press, but these things happen and you have to make do, and Kulk still able to pull off the 3-star. So that brings us to a close on this episode of Weekend Wars. It certainly was a very exciting one indeed. Make sure you subscribe for more content. I will leave a card in right about here somewhere with a playlist to my Weekend Wars series. You guys can check out all the previous 24 episodes of Weekend Wars. There is certainly some gems of wars in there, so make sure you go and check that out. Subscribe to, like the video, comment. I've been over all this. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.